Seoul, the capital of South Korea, is a bustling metropolis covering 603 kilometers with 9.4 million residents. Its food, culture, and Instagrammable spots are globally renowned, thanks to K-pop and K-dramas. Choosing South Korea as my 50th country was ideal for such a milestone. I was excited to experience Seoul's incredible vibe, explore its unmissable spots, and enjoy its delicious food. Let's get started. Welcome to Seoul, my 50th country of Republic of Korea. This is so exciting. And today is my first day here. I arrived yesterday all the way from Dallas, taking a 15-hour flight. And today I'm here in Gangnam neighborhood in Seoul, which is buzzing. It's beautiful. It's got business districts. It's got food, culture, parks, monuments, everything. So this is going to be a little bit of a slow travel. My series begins with Korea and Japan. I'll be curating the most unique spots in Seoul and also traveling to Busan and Jeju Island. Then I'll visit Japan to experience its uniqueness. You can find a video for each of these places on my channel. For now, Seoul beckons with its biting cold weather, delicious warm soups, and sights from Korea's past and present pop culture. Here's a quick snapshot of travel costs to Seoul from Dallas, Texas. A round trip costs about $1,500 to $1,600, though you can save by using air miles or travel discounts. Accommodation options fit all budgets, with hotels in business districts at around $100 per night and budget hostels in Itaewon or Hongdae offering private rooms from $30 to $35 and dorm beds from $18. Eating out is cheap, with most street food under $10 and restaurant meals typically costing $25 to $30. For getting around, a T-Money card for metro and buses is the best option, with an average metro ride costing less than $1. Walking is also a convenient way to explore the city. I traveled to Seoul with a friend who, like me, was converting her work trip into a vacation. We were at the L7 Hotel in Gangnam, a 4-star property that costs about $150 per night. Does this statue remind you of something? Gangnam style sculpture. This neighborhood is Gangnam, one of the wealthiest areas of Seoul, and designed to remind visitors that South Korea is a developed nation. Our first stop here was an unusual tourist draw. Part of the bustling COEX Mall in Gangnam, Starfield Library is a popular tourist attraction and a meeting venue. Welcome to the Starfield Library right here in Seoul. I am here in Gangnam. That is a beautiful neighborhood, and this is an iconic place where everybody comes. This is a really beautiful library. This Starfield Library is actually a part of a mall. It's inside the mall. So today's the first day. I just landed here in Korea, and this is the first activity that I decided to do. It features an impressive 13-meter tall bookshelf in a 2,800 square meter atrium, ideal for reading and studying under ambient lighting. I was lucky to visit this library at the time when it's lit up for the evening. You can buy or borrow books or just read. Drinks and refreshments are available, but there is no compulsion to buy anything as this library is open to everyone. Having spent time clicking photos and soaking in the quiet yet social vibe of this library, we walked around Gangnam. Sculptures stood out because of their aesthetic and impact. Before heading back to the hotel, we tried a typical local meal. Our first typical Korean meal had a lot of side dishes, including kimchi and a variety of sauces. One mixes it all up with the soup. There is a call button, an unusual feature to call the server. The food was great. So were the condiments, including an edible leaf that is probably used to wrap up ingredients, although I wasn't sure how to use it then. On the next evening, we were going to see a famous Korean palace restored from its ruins and visit a night food market. To get to the tour, we choose to ride the metro. I'm here now taking the metro for the first time here in Seoul. We have to take the Songdong line, take 5 stops, get off somewhere, then take another line, then take a few more stops and then get off at Hwawi, something like that. very complicated names. This is the yellow line. You can see people are so organized. Our metro ride became quite complicated as we didn't know any Korean. Figuring out the right trains was confusing. We took the wrong station again. Looks like we have to transfer on the other side. So we better hurry. Alright guys, so we have reached here and found our guide. We came here to 𝐀𝐫𝐯 station, and this place is famous for lots of universities, and that's why everything's a bit cheaper here. This is like the really hip area of the town. We're already 10 minutes past, but we're gonna wait for a few more minutes. You find a lot of good options, cafes, bars to hang around, lots of street food as you can see. This is something that we tried yesterday, and yeah, this is gonna be a fun trip. Our tour of Changgyeonggung Palace began with a story behind its restoration. Built in the mid-15th century, Changgyeonggung Palace was renamed and expanded by King Seongjong. Despite being destroyed multiple times by Japanese invasions and later turned into a modern park with a zoo, botanical garden, and museum, during the colonial period, the palace retains its historic charm. That concludes our visit to Changgyeonggung Palace. Now this is a reconstruction because the original one was destroyed by Japanese people. Believe it or not, it used to be a zoo here, and now those animals are transported to an hour away in a proper zoo, so they've been rehabilitated. Anyways, long story short, so this is the current palace that was restored by the rich people here in Korea and turned into a museum of sorts. The second part of this tour took us to a very popular street food market. Alright guys, this is one of the oldest markets. It's a seafood market, very popular, both for locals as well as for the tourists. But recently, the prices that people started charging even to the locals was exorbitant, and that's the reason why there were like only mostly tourists, and there are some other markets that are more popular here. The Gwangjang Market has unlimited options of Korean fare with continental options also available. We chose to try kimbap and sundae, a blood sausage made from the intestines of cows or pigs. Kimbap has now become a popular snack. It's basically cooked rice, vegetables, meat and fish rolled into sheets of seaweed. I treated myself to a local dessert here. That's the dessert. It's like the donut, Cheerios. Further ahead, I discovered an interesting detail. Seoul has makeshift restaurants that pop up in some neighborhoods, mostly in the evenings. These are spots where people socialize because over decades of rapid development and industrialization, Korean society has been a structural shift. The pressure to perform at work at such high level that almost personal lives take a backseat, which is why socializing has become a top priority for the young here today. We are here in a neighborhood where you would see a lot of these types of restaurants, like the makeshift restaurants, as you can see here, as you can see here. So there's like everywhere. And the funny thing is that this is a little bit of a social event where kids, younger people, go, and if you sit on this table, then you're inviting everybody to come talk to you. It's cozy, it's nice. Our third day would be spent seeing the magnificent city from the top, a popular viewing point, and trying out more Korean food. Hey guys, this is day 3 today, and we are going to a viewing point. It's called Namsan Park. So that's where we're going right now in the metro, and we got ourselves a T-money card as well, which is very important if you want to be traveling using the public transport. Namsan Tower has a park built around it that borders residences and a green belt. Seoul has very few green spaces, and those that are to be found are located on the hilly sides of the city. So this is where we have to go. We're going to be hiking for a bit until we get to a nice viewing point, on this trail. It's I think it's about 1.5 kilometers to get to Namsan Park. But here it is, entrance to the Namsan Park. Steps lead up to the serene park and tower, and a boundary wall around it resembles classic Korean architecture. So we're going to be taking these stairs and going all the way up to the hill so we can enjoy some beautiful views of the N Tower. All right. The Seoul Tower, also known as Namsan Tower, is a 236-meter tall observation and communication tower on Namsan Mountain in central Seoul. Built in 1969, it was South Korea's first radio wave tower, offering TV and radio broadcasting. It provides panoramic views of the city, making it a favorite spot for both locals and tourists. That was the experience to come to Namsan Park and enjoy the beautiful view of N Tower. Now, while this place is really good, but you can get done here pretty quickly. The hike is not too bad. Definitely not like one of the ones that I did in South America in Patagonia. If you haven't checked out that video, go to my channel and check it out. And yeah, it just Seoul Nightscape is the board here. You've got a couple of monuments, and then of course you take this trail to get to obviously this place and then go back down. But the main attractions, obviously this beautiful view, the nice city, and the Seoul Tower. Going down the hill through a different route will take you to a food market, but before trying out local dishes, we spotted an old-fashioned temple-like structure which was perfect for photographs. So this is the Namdaemun Market right behind me, but we're gonna go there in a few minutes. First, we have seen a really beautiful structure. That's the old temple-like structure, the Asian temple, like the one that's on Tiananmen Square, and obviously all these different palaces and the Asian look and feel. So let's go check that out first. We'll take a few pictures and then we'll be back at the Namdaemun Market. Yes. Namdaemun Market is the largest traditional market in the country and offers a vibrant and bustling atmosphere. The market is famous for its wide range of goods, including clothing, accessories, electronics, and traditional Korean products. We were going to move to a different hotel, and we had another friend joining us on this trip. Out from this hotel and going to a different neighborhood from Gangnam to Myeongdong. Myeongdong is a very touristy area. It's got a nice palace that we're going to be visiting today, and I'm fasting, so we're going to find some good food, enjoy, and roam around the city. Today the weather is really good. It's in 60s or maybe late 50s, so that's why it feels really good and we don't need those multiple layers. Ready to check out? Uber's been called. We are gonna go and check into the Lodi City Hotel over here. L7, also a well-maintained property, is in Myeongdong province. It costs about $140 per day. So we are ready to go. The first stop's gonna be this really amazing palace that's very famous. What's the name of the palace? So we don't know the name of the palace, it's a little complicated. And then we're gonna go to Hanok village and then also walk around, and also we're very hungry, so we're gonna go eat something too. So now the third traveler has arrived from Mumbai. So first we're gonna be seeing her in the lobby, and then the second traveler, or the fourth traveler, is gonna come tomorrow. Before starting our day, we got some breakfast and found ourselves next to a famous canal that runs through the heart of Seoul. About 10 kilometers long, people use this canal to walk across the city's offices and business districts. It is ideal for a breather from the busyness of the city. Guys, welcome to Gwangjang. This is a really nice place, as you can see behind me. And then over there too, there's something nice like a monument, and there is some rally or a parade going on over there that has a very North Korea sound. In the land of Samsung, Kia Motors, and top k-cosmetics, nationalism is foremost on people's minds because the war in the 40s broke Korea into two contradictory nations, the dictatorship of North Korea and the developed capitalist nation of South Korea, or Republic of Korea. Why is politics so important to people here? I took a tour of DMZ, or demilitarized zone, between both the countries to understand this, and you can find out all about this experience in this video. For now, let's go to see the magnificent Gyeongbokgung Palace, Korea's most famous national monument. The famous palace in Seoul. So you get your tickets from here, and that's the entrance towards the mountain. So guys, it's 3,000 per person, which is about $2 per person. So that's the ticket that you're gonna get. After we got our tickets, we figured out so many people were wearing traditional attire here. Next time we should come in traditional dress so we don't have to pay the tickets. Gyeongbokgung, the grandest of the 5 grand palaces, was built in 1395 in the northern Seoul. The palace grounds feature lotus ponds, gardens, and ornate statues. Despite being destroyed and abandoned for 2 centuries, it was restored in the 19th century under Prince Regent Gyeongseong. Though much of it was destroyed during the Japanese occupation, restoration efforts have been going on since the 1990s. Visitors will find intricate patterns of red, blue, and green painted on the eaves and explore the National Palace Museum and the National Folk Museum within the complex. There are other sculptures that indicate the country's cultural and historic legacy. So they have, looks like, all the animals here, and they are depicted as humans. So this is actually a dog, but it looks like a human. No points for guessing what this is. Obviously this is a pig. So these are the statues of 12 zodiac animal signs. It's the guardian stone. So that was the experience for the most important palace here in Seoul, and then also the museum here. And now the next stop is very close by. That's Hanok village. So when you exit from over there, you just go that way, and about 5 minutes walk, and then you'll be in Hanok village. Or actually about 15 minutes walk. So this is Bukchon Hanok village. This is the traditional village that is close to the palace, where everybody likes to come. It has the Asian Art Museum and a lot of other structures. Very traditional. Narrow streets, traditional houses. When it was time to go back to the hotel, we couldn't miss a feeling of grounding and nostalgia, as this trip to the palace and the village felt like a return to Korea's past. Our final day at Seoul was going to be a tribute to the magic of Korean drama and Korean romances. For my travel companions, we're super excited to visit Nami Island and the Garden of Morning Calm. We booked a tour that would take us to these spots on a ferry. Welcome to the Garden of Morning Calm. This is going to be our first stop, the Garden of Morning Calm. And it's a beautiful garden with lots of flowers, and there's a church, and then there's a Korean house. And this Korean house is famous because it was used in a Korean drama. Now many know that this garden got its name from a reference of Indian poet and Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. In his travel across Southeast Asia in the 19th century, he had named Korea the land of morning calm. It showcases Korean gardening and art across 330,000 square meters and features 5,000 plant species. The popular tourist spot hosts various festivals and musical performances. So basically it's like a Japanese garden. We made it back. This is the entrance now, and we're gonna head back to the van and then get going. Having exited the garden, it was time to go to the picturesque Nami Island. So this is the spot, the parking lot, where you could either take the zip line, as you see behind me, or you could go through ferry. So for us, we have a ferry that's included in our tour, so that's how we're gonna go. And the guide's getting the ticket, so we're gonna go that way. If you want to take the ferry, then that's 50,000 Korean won, so that's about $35. So what is Nami Island famous for? Why do even people come here? So Nami Island is very famous for its nature and culture, and some walking trails that are really beautiful. And then a lot of the K-drama scenes are shot here, like the Winter Sonata seems like an important movie that has some scenes that were shot here. Like there is a place where there are 2 snowmen, and then the snowmen, like the hero makes snowmen, and then they kiss. Legends around this island that date back to hundreds of years and continue till this era of digital OTT content show up throughout on stone carvings. the tomb of General Nami. This is 600 years old, and that's how this island's name became Nami Island. Right now we're walking on the main trek of Nami Island. As you can see that there are these beautiful trees, some nice wildlife, and then a lot of these artificial things that are developed for shooting, K-drama, and then just for people to come and enjoy and relax. This is one of the top attractions close to Seoul. If you come to Seoul, you gotta come to Nami Island. So this is glass sequoia. So this bridge is built of these donated Samsung security bottles. And these are soju bottles that were donated. Soju, as you know, is the national drink of Korea. Everybody loves soju here. It goes with lunch, it goes with dinner. Every meal you could have some soju. So this is the path that leads to the bench where the first kiss happened at the Winter Sonata movie. This was released in 2002. And it's a very popular movie. So that's where we are right now. And this, you can see there are some train tracks here. You're not supposed to walk on the train tracks, but then a train, you could take a ticket for 4,000, which is about $3. And then you could take a train ride. It's like a toy train. The highlight for most visitors is to snap a photo with the Winter Sonata statue here. But I found this other statue, the maternal love nestled on Nami Island, more intriguing. The breasts of this gigantic sculpture reference China's two major rivers, the Yangtze and the Yellow, nurturing force on Mother Earth in this region. Our explorations were cut short by sudden rains, so we opted to catch much needed meal. We tried Korean meal that's part Chinese hot pot and part grilled meat. Here's to first hot pot. Gentlemen, that was the experience here, or not really a hot pot, but maybe like between hot pot and a sizzler. It was a good experience, food was amazing, but it's still raining, so we're gonna go out and try to see what we're gonna do. Before heading back so that we could get a ferry on time, we braved the rain for a popular traditional activity here. Alright guys, this is the wishing bell. This is where when you make a wish and just ring the bell, it's gonna come true. Of course I don't believe that, but so let's ring the bell. With the weather getting cold, we decided to head out to go back to our final stop on this tour. This is it for Nami Island, but the rain kind of messed up our plan, but that's okay because we had a great lunch and then we were still able to see the first kissing spot. And it looks like there's a huge line for people to go back. Every 20 minutes there's a ferry, so you can just come here and wait for the next ferry. You don't need any tickets or anything. You can just go back. I mean, you do need the tickets initially, but then the same tickets apply when you're wanting to go back. Back on the ground, it was time to visit Petite France, a colorful and quirky theme park that recreates European iconic spots in Seoul. Guys, we're going to the Italian village. Italian village is up there, and then we're gonna go to the French village, which is down there. This is a village that was made by a person who actually visited France and Italy, and then he was so impressed that he wanted to make a theme park out of it, and that's the origins of this village. So we're gonna go ahead and hike up first, and then spend 40 minutes over there, come back to the same point, and then we'll go to Petite France, which is the French village. And again, this place is very popular in the Korean dramas and different shows that you can see here. The ticket, I think, is 19,500. This was included in our tour that we had for about $100. Petite France is popular for its Instagrammable locations. It is in Gyeongbokgung and is a great day trip from Seoul with gardens, parks, and small replicas of farms and unique European villages. There's a slice of Italian countryside too, and splashes of color spread across the palace. I clicked some photos and marveled the sheer soft power of Korean drama and Korean pop music. Surely the cultural capital of this country is a lesson for most developing countries. So here we have very tiny replica of the Eiffel Tower, and then a fountain. People come to Seoul to recreate moments from their favorite shows, and this has given this country tourism a huge boost. Having seen Paris and Italy, this felt a little touristy, but all the same, it was a great fun to soak in the photo-crazed atmosphere. Alright guys, that was the tour to Petite France, and now we're gonna wrap it up and head back to our Lottie City Hotel in Myeongdong. That was a good experience. It's funny to go to like this French type place when you're here in Korea, but it was still fun. More than just a massive busy city, Seoul is a feeling. It offers a feast for the senses, be it a whole variety of delicious food, vibrant markets, and grand but subtle architecture and gardens. Having spent a few days in the city, it grew on me. I am headed to explore other top destinations of South Korea, Jeju Island and Busan next. Find out more about the best places to see in these spots in my videos here.